I'm not very good at gauging these videos because based off what I said in my previous video, this actually should be a transition video into my rape analysis video. Um, and the transition video was going to be an article that I saw where this male doctor or whoever he was, he has a private practice, and apparently there was a woman there, I guess secretary or something, that was dressing a bit too provocatively or whatever. So he with the I guess heavy input of his wife, fired her. Okay, heavy influence of his wife. That was going to be the transition video into the rape analysis video. However, this video here is completely separate of all of that. This is just something different. I am about to go run some errands and also head to the gym to go lift some weights. So this video is gonna be as quick as I can, but I guess the reason I'm doing this is because I'm pissed off with the foolishness that this video was um, giving off. Because I mean, you'll see it, and I'll play the video and give my analysis. Well, not analysis, comments. I'll pause and give my comments and keep playing. Like one of those dissecting videos. However, it's not typed out because I'm not giving it that much attention. Um, the video is called "How Women View Male Authority," and it's by Reginald Plum. Apparently, this is something from a site or entity called the Manhood Academy, and I actually took a look at their stuff like years back, and it seemed to have made sense. But the guys there, I don't know if it's all the guys there, but um, put it to you like this: I've been blocked from this guy's or woman or whoever, probably a guy, from this guy's site from posting comments and stuff. And I guess the truth that I told them, they didn't quite like. And I actually think I remembered it as well. I had made some comments, and the guy just kept saying, you know what, stop being a bitch, stop complaining, just do this, just do that. They just wanted to give you this cookie cutter answer that was not gonna work. They claimed it worked for them, and they claim to have all these videos that show instances of how they're right, but no, I wouldn't be surprised if these videos were what's the word I'm looking for? Were scripted, to say the least. Okay, um, it it's fucking ridiculous. But I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna give my comments into it. Um, and well, I mean, if anybody honestly follows what this guy's trying to say, because I mean, if you look at their stuff, basically it's telling them, oh, you're supposed to be a dominant man, you're supposed to be doing all this. And okay, you might say, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Supposed to be, but well, just listen, you'll hear it. Let's get started, because I got other shit to do. How do you want to do sex?
Well, I don't say for all women, but I think most women like they see it as something for like to show that you love someone, and it's just more like of a passionate like love thing rather than like a lust.
How do you think guys do sex?
As a lust kind of thing, and just have fun.
Okay. Do you think guys today? Let me stop right there. Well, I mean, hey, you can see the kind of minds he's dealing with. This might be on a campus or something. The girls are young. Oh, women view it as love and this and that. The guys just view it as just fucking. Yeah. Well, um, if that's really true, I'd have to say that women seem to want to love a lot of dudes. A lot of different women seem to want to love a lot of dudes because in today's day and age, women are just handing out the pussy like a dealer dealing out cards and blackjack. Okay, just doling out the pussy. So I don't know where the hell she gets that shit from. But let's keep going.
are more passive or more dominant than in the past. Hey, let's go to the roller skating rink versus, hey, would you like to go out with me?
I think they're the same. Well, I don't know about back then, but I think it's kind of the same. Like they ask you what you want to do, you know.
One quick thing. I'm not sure if the video is if this video that I'm making is picking up the sound of that video properly, because the quality on that one is really not too good. I'm trying to turn it up as much as possible, so just bear with me if you can. I mean, hell, there's going to be a link to this video anyway, so even if you don't hear it properly, you can always go check it out. Not that I'm trying to increase their views.
It's not like they're like, oh, let's go do this. Or actually, sometimes they can do that, but most of the time, I think they mostly ask like for you, like what you want to do, kind of thing. Oh, so that doesn't there. What do you want to do? That's why I come. You take about like.
Which do you prefer? That's my next thing. Which do you prefer? We're dominant guy or passive guy?
I'm more dominant because like I don't really care. I'm pretty chill. Like say whatever. So.
Who's in charge of most of relationships? You or the guy?
Okay, the first one. Okay, she wants a more dominant guy. Okay. And that seems to be the general theme of most of the, actually all of the women in here. Okay, fine. Well, I'll get on that in a second, but let's keep going. Let's just keep going for a second.
So that's pretty quickly. Which is worse, a guy who says, you're in charge, really, I'm not going to make any decisions, I'm around you till I've been told what to do, or the guy says, I'm in charge.
I don't know, I've been in a relationship that's like, the guy's always asking me, what should I do, blah, blah, blah. It's really annoying.
So which is more annoying?
The guy asking me, like, what should they do?
What should they do? That's why we turn off the guy. Like, what do you do, honey?
Yeah. Because it kind of like puts them at a lower level than you.
Puts them at a lower level.
Yeah, the guy has to be like, ish. Yeah.
Okay. And at this point, you heard what she said. It puts them on a lower level than you. So my question to that is, how does that put them on a lower level than you? I mean, honestly, I'm not advocating any dude sitting there letting a woman be in charge of them, obviously. But my thing is, why is it so bad then if you're making the decisions, but yet it's not bad when he's making the decisions? I mean, I just... And then, of course, he has he has this little edit in where it says translation, and then in all caps, stop caps, being a fag. It makes... Okay, first thing, if anybody's picked up already, the way he asks these questions, the way he words these questions, basically they have to give a certain type of answer. And you're probably wondering, wait, what the hell? He's just asking. No. The way in which he asks the questions, anybody can pick that shit up, okay? I mean, how he asks the questions, and in the case of one girl coming up, the tone in which he asks the questions, and I'll point it out, it basically they kind of are steered towards a certain answer. But in the case with this Asian girl that he was asking, she says that it puts him on a lower level. So my question is, do you girls not hear what you're saying? Okay? You're sitting here saying that if the guy lets you make all the decisions and gives you all the power, which, shit, you women don't seem to mind when you get it, or at least when you're bitching about it, if it puts him on a lower level, how does it not put you on a lower level when he's the one making the decisions? And it just makes no freaking sense. Which is why I'm like, there's no way these girls can be that stupid. But then again, maybe they are. It makes no sense. If somebody could explain that to me, that would be great. Because to sit here and say, okay, well, you know what, if he's letting me have all the control and he's letting me decide everything, and well, I don't really like that. It puts him on a lower level, and he gotta come to me and be a man and just take charge and whatever. Then I guess that then means logically that if he's in charge, you're on the lower level, right? You know, it just makes no sense. But let's keep going because again, this is already taking too long. I guess I don't know. I really got more important things to do than this.
Do you think guys today are more passive or dominant?
Sexually?
Either way. Are they more passive or dominant?
I feel like they're more passive than they used to be.
Let's talk about, since you brought it up,
Okay, this one's going to be good. Listen to this one here.
sexual and non-sexual. Are guys more passive or dominant?
Sexual definitely more passive, I think.
And then socially?
I don't know if they're more passive than they used to be. Yeah, more passive.
More passive, like how? Give me an example of both, like sexually and then socially.
Well, sexually, they have to watch what they do because now there's so many laws. And they want to like do something wrong and then be like.
You mean in bed they're not allowed to do something that's illegal?
Oh, well, no, but they just don't want to. They want to make sure like they don't cross the line with a girl and make them feel uncomfortable.
Are you thinking about making sexual moves, like
yeah,
trying to?
Because they don't know if it's like
oh,
good or not.
Okay.
So then they're more passive about
right.
it.
You hear that? First of all, okay, this is the. I mean, shit, this is probably the only girl that got it right slightly, and then he tried to... Okay, let me just explain this out. So she says in the beginning that, okay, well, they have to be because there's so many laws out here, which is in fact true. And then he immediately turns it around, and I also didn't like the way that those girls started giggling with that, like, there's so many laws that can catch you, so you gotta walk on thin ice, you gotta basically walk in thin air. You know, didn't like that, but that's a small thing. Then he turns around and makes it, wait a minute, so what? The tone in which he asked that, and that's what I was gonna comment on. Just write a comment and then be on my way. And then I know it, and then I remembered, oh yeah, you've been blocked by the owner of this video. This was from years back. The tone in which he asked the question, so what? What the hell did he say? Uh, they have to watch what they do in bed because, you know, I mean, the tone in which he asked makes it be like, wait a minute, what the hell? What are you talking about? They have to watch? No, they don't. They have to watch what they do in bed. They can't do. What the hell are you talking about? The tone in which he asked that, I guarantee you, has in her mindset, well, you know, maybe they don't have to watch what they do in bed, even though that is in fact correct. Yes, they do have to watch what they do in bed because one wrong move, or the moment she, being emotional creatures that women on average generally are, with maybe exceptions 1 in every trillion, okay? One wrong move or one thing that's not done right or whatever the hell, and consensual sex can turn to rape without even a transition, okay? It can get really bad really quick. So yes, she is in fact right. And despite the way the guy asked that question, yeah, sorry, she is right. You know, there's so many laws, I gotta watch what they do. Even though she had to later backpedal because of the tone and way in which the guy asked the question of basically like questioning her. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? The guys don't really have to do that. What do you talk? Yeah, you know, he's like in bed they're not allowed to. So something is illegal. Yes, it is. It very much so is. Anyway, let's keep going.
And then socially, give me an example socially.
So just men and women asking each other out. Usually the guy asks the girl, but now sometimes they just go more passive, so like they'll ask the guy because they don't want to wait anymore. Or even like views in the house, like even if they're like already married, it's a lot more passive than it used to be.
Do you think guys today?
I guess if anybody is caught on this, he's talking about more passive, more dominant, all that stuff. This video does not get into the central issue as to why this is the case. And anybody who's probably watching my videos, that's not new to me and to this whole issue, they probably full well already know. But the reason why it seems that they are also passive and they're not dominant anymore is because basically they've been told, yo, first of all, you've been told, yo, just because you were a male, just because you're born with a penis, you're automatically a creep, perv, rapist, misogynist, and all this other feminist foolishness. If they try to be dominant any at all, then they're viewed as oppressive, insensitive, Again, misogyny just seems to be one of the standard issue words to throw at them. Okay, oh, patriarchy and all that shit. That's what's causing it. It's not that guys don't want to be. It's that A, they're demonized if they are, and B, you got these women out here saying, "Oh, well, we can do it too, just like men. So we don't really need men to be dominant, and I can be just as dominant, if not more dominant than them. So men are irrelevant now. Men are obsolete. Because I can do it myself." That is the reason. And this guy, and from what I've been reading from all this stuff at this Manhood Academy, well, not all of it, but a good deal of it from this Manhood Academy, they basically just tell you, you know what, go out there, be dominant, do this, do that, do that. They do not talk about the reasons why they even need to be saying that in the first place, which is men are not like that anymore. And why aren't men like that anymore? Not that they just suddenly decide to change. What was the forces that stopped them over the decades from being like that? Because if nothing stopped them, it would have been passing down from generation to generation. It hasn't. Why? They don't address that. They basically just tell you, oh, just go do it, do it, do it. Don't worry about what kind of consequences. Don't worry about the social effects that have stopped it and are in place to stop it. They don't address any of that shit. And anybody who even brings it up, like I tried to bring it up back in the past, oh, you're just complaining, oh, stop being a bitch, stop being a pussy, just go out there and do it. I'm like, no, motherfucker, don't just go out there and do it. You could land in fucking jail. Or you could land up socially demonized even more than you already are. Think about it logically. What is causing this? But they don't do that. And then of course, videos like this, where they formulate the question in a certain way to get a certain response, and make the questions vague and then formulate them in a certain way. Shit. That's fucking crazy. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that in this area it might seem kind of weird, I would wait until school started up again back in the 28th of this month, January 28th of this month, and walk around campus doing my own video asking actual legitimate questions. But I mean, hey, I know that at my campus people would be really fucking weird about it. So I can't even bother with that. But let's keep going.
They're more passive or more dominant?
I think they're more passive because
Also,
I don't know. I feel like maybe because things are changing a lot, and I don't know if they know how to deal with it really because I don't know. I feel like there are more women now who are more goal oriented and who aren't just looking for what they think that a wife should be or what guys are looking for. A lot of them are more independent now, so I feel like they're a little bit more passive because they don't know how to be dominant right now.
Of course, this girl makes no fucking sense. This is the third time I'm listening to this video, and I still could not understand what this girl was trying to say. But from the bits and pieces that I could pick up from it, and even if I had understood all of it, it wouldn't have made any sense anyway. But from the bits and pieces, she's here talking about goal-oriented and women are independent. I mean, that fucking argument, look, that has nothing to do with it. The main point of why guys aren't like this is because they're socially castrated. I mean, they've been told socially they've been turned into eunuchs. They've lost their spine and balls, not of their own free will and choosing. Okay, they've been taught to bow out, bow down, and worship women. And if you don't do that, you are a backward, chauvinistic, trying to go back into the dark ages, patriarchal, misogynist pig. Okay, that simply is it, and that is never talked about once in this video, which is why you can tell that this video is bullshit. This video is supposedly trying to get men back into manhood and stuff, but they don't sit here and ask these girls the one question: well, why do you think men are like this? And you probably say, yes, they do ask that question. No, the way they ask it will not get the proper answer, or to get them to even think about the proper answer. And you want to know why? Because women don't like giving that proper answer. Because the proper answer is that women not 100% of women, but as on average, as a whole, with again the one or few exceptions, are the reason for this. Women are the reason why men have not. Women and the pussy whip mangina men that bow down and bow out to these women. They are the reason for this. Okay? And if these guys were asking the relevant questions, the right questions, and formulating them neutrally, not with any kind of tone or vibe or aura to steer these girls to answer a certain way, but if they actually ask these questions relevantly and neutrally, women would be forced, if they have the intelligence that they claim they do, and I guess this is on a university campus or something, if they ask the questions relevantly and properly, neutrally as well, women would be forced to come to the conclusion like, well, you know what? Thanks to women with the whole feminist man-hating thing and, the way stuff has gone on, men have pretty much, been forced to be the submissive, passive, bend over and take it up the ass kind of dudes. Because anyhow they try to be the dominant alpha male dude, they're essentially demonized and castrated by society. They would be forced to go to that. They wouldn't be sitting here talking about, oh, well, because women are independent and men don't know how to handle it. Mm-mm. And that's the reason why this shit makes no sense. But let's keep going.
Do you think guys are more passive today or more dominant?
I think that they're probably less dominant than they used to be, definitely, like back 50 years ago. But
What have you noticed about guys and how they're passive?
I mean, guys definitely let women take more control over like their lives, and even just like with a girlfriend or something.
Which type do you prefer and why?
I guess a little dominance is nice. It's kind of nice to feel like you have like a nice strong man who's gonna like take care of you.
Which is worse?
A nice, strong man to take care of you. And again, of course, they go and edit in, I guess, to be humorous. Spank me, daddy. Okay, I don't know. Okay, well, that's all well and nice, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over again because they keep saying the same thing over and over again in this video from here on out. You want that, but you don't. Women, on average, for the most part, don't really want to work for that. They want a dude to be the strong protector, provider, caring, sensitive. They want all this long 100-point list of things. That kind of dude does not exist. Trust me. Us guys, we could have our list, our checklist of how a girl should be of the perfect girl. And, physically as well as what's in the head. And I don't think there's any girl on planet Earth that would match even 25% of it. Okay? So first thing, they want all this shit out of a dude that is really unreasonable. Okay? And the second thing is that they don't really want to work for it. They don't want to work for it. They apparently are under the impression that, oh, that's the way it should be. Oh, that's just the way it is. They don't want to work for it. But let's keep going.
The guy who makes no decisions, totally relies on you for everything, and you're entirely in charge, or a guy who tells you what to do, which is worse.
No, I don't like indecisive guys. I think the first one's worse.
You think that's worse?
Yeah.
Indecisive guys. What?
Okay. If anybody. Well, you probably can't see it from this video. Again, you can go check out that video. This is at 4 minutes and 38 seconds, or a few seconds before that. The way he asked that question, shit. The way he asked that question is just completely dishonest. And then another girl even pretty much tries to sidestep the way he asked that question. And then he tries to focus it in later on. Focus it in by saying, no, you got to pick one. Either one extreme or the other. So basically, it's left with those women thinking, do I want a guy that's just completely he decides an end of story and that's just it and this and that, or do I want a guy that lets me decide end of story, that's it? Basically, it's just this one extreme or the other thing, and a lot of girls, I'm actually happy they did that, rightfully checked them and said, well, you know what, no, I don't want a guy that just decides everything. I like my input in there, but that just shows how dishonest it is, that even the women that he's interviewing, I'm guessing supposedly at random and just on the spot, have to sit there and say, no, it's not just one extreme or the other. I don't like any of those extremes, but he's sitting there trying to force that, and it's really dishonest, because here it is, this girl, um, she had to think about it for a second, and she's like, no, I don't like indecisive guys. That Okay, indecisive, great, but that doesn't answer the question of, do you want a guy that is 100% his way and that's it, and he makes the decisions and just that's all, or 100% he lets you do everything, this, that. But she doesn't like either of those extremes, and probably none of the girls that he's asking likes either of those extremes, yet he's having them pick one of those extremes. And that is the problem. And that's how, and of course the girl ends up, I guess, well, since I can't stand the pussy whip dude and the this and that, I'll take this one even though I don't like it either. And so he tallies that up as, see, we're telling the truth. Women want dominant guys. Okay, well, you know what? These women might not get it, might not see it, and yes, they probably shouldn't be making decisions. There probably should be a guy making decisions for them in that case, but me, I see exactly what he's doing here. And any other person with an IQ of 0 or above will see exactly what he's doing here as well. It's ridiculous, but let's keep going.
Would you rather date a guy who does everything you ask him, can make his own decisions, relies on you entirely to be in charge, or a guy who tells you what to do?
No. Guy who, I mean, I don't want like a guy to tell me, like, sit down and do this right now.
Yeah, one extreme or the other.
See? Point proven. What just happened? He just gives two complete polar opposite extremes, North Pole, South Pole, and the girl had to sit there and say, well, no, I don't want a guy just sit there and like whoop my ass and choke me out and drag my ass and whatever. Okay, I'm just, but, and here it is, he's saying, nope, you got to pick one or the other. Why? Why do you have to pick one or the other? One extreme, this ice cold alpha male dude that, I said do this now, or this pussy whip yoga herbal tea incense lighten, like that bullshit. I'm sure everybody has seen it by now. That bullshit with those the conscious male. Remember those two folk? I don't know what the hell I want to call them. Okay, I don't really feel like insulting fags by calling them that. Those conscious male. No, we worship the feminine. We have understood that women. You all remember that shit, right? Men and women got on their asses. Basically, he's giving women a choice between those two. That on the left side are those conscious male herbal tea drinking, incense lighting motherfuckers that basically it's like, okay, if you were about to get fucking gang raped or something, he would try to talk to those fucking gang rapists and try to sit down, give them a massage, and serve them herbal tea. Those kind of dudes versus the chauvinistic, dominant, my decision and that's it, and I'm the man, you're the woman, bow to me, bitch. He's giving them a choice between those two things. And here it is, second woman in a row. I think there's going to be another one later. Second woman in a row is like, wait a minute, I don't want either one of those. And he's like, nope, got to pick one or the other. This right here should show you that these guys are about foolishness, okay? Because, no. But anyway, let's keep going.
I would like the guy to be in charge, like, for planning stuff and stuff like that. But, I mean, obviously my opinion is in there.
See?
But for him to, like, make the plan.
But you have to choose one or the other.
I probably want him to.
See?
Which
he basically bullied her into doing it.
Everything.
I mean, he basically just like forced her to pick one extreme or the other. Either, I mean, you see it for yourself. You see it for yourself. You can hear it. You can see it for yourself later. A little under 5 minutes. It's crazy. Um, and this girl that he's about to ask this question to now, this one's probably one of the biggest ones. Listen to this.
You ask him, can he make his own decisions, relies on you entirely to be in charge, or a guy who tells you what to do?
Do I have to, like, if he tells me what to do I have to do it?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. Which is worse?
Okay.
He didn't even answer that one. He just gave off some little mumbling and then said, which is worse. Went back to his question. He didn't even bother to answer her questions. And to answer your question, lady, not that you're probably ever going to see this, but yeah, you probably would. There's no point in him telling you if you're not going to do it. You also probably shouldn't be making decisions. Anyway.
Which is worse is telling, because that causes a lot of problems.
Interesting response from her, though. Telling what to do. But here's the problem, though. Actually, no, that's actually very interesting. Telling what to do and then asking what to do. See, here's the thing. Telling what to do probably is not going to work. I mean, the moment you tell me, because women naturally just want to say no, just to disagree, just to be rebellious. Telling them what to do probably isn't going to work. But as we see, asking what to do or letting the women pick doesn't work either. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Honestly, in my opinion, I like guys to have control. I don't like, want to be the one who always makes decisions, because people, like, when you make decisions, it kind of shows that you care and think about it.
Why do you want the guy to be in control, not you in control?
I never said I want him to be fully in control,
Okay.
But
in general, you were saying?
Generally.
Why do you generally want him to be in control?
Because it shows that he cares, and, like, subconsciously, like, in a lot of girls, subconsciously, they like douches.
Clarify what you mean.
Being slightly rude and not really caring about what the other person has to say.
And of course, they edit in here as translation, take, period, charge, period. Okay, well, if what this girl says is correct, then that, first of all, makes null and void what all these other girls said and what the girls later on are going to say about my input, my opinion, as long as my input is in there. When this girl is saying subconsciously, they kind of, girls like when a guy just does stuff and doesn't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Doesn't make any sense. Contradiction. Okay. But she says that, okay, it shows that they care when they take charge. Well, the same argument could be said of women. It would show if you care if you took charge, what you don't care about me. I mean, all these arguments can come up, which this guy does not bring up. You think he does bring it up by saying, well, why does a guy have to take charge? No, he doesn't say it specifically. Well, if that's your logic, that it would, if that's your logic, that a guy taking charge and planning stuff, making decisions shows that he cares, by that logic, it shows that you don't care if you don't want to do that. That's logically what it adds up to, that you don't care. He doesn't ever make that point and address that to them, which is what I would have done from the immediate start and see what their answer to that was. No, he just takes it as, okay, another one for us. We're right. This is, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if I should even waste my time with this video, because anybody who sees this can tell it's bullshit. As long as they give him the answer that he wants, which is, yes, we want a guy to take charge, all logic and discussion behind it is non-existent. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. A girl says, okay, we want the guy to do it because it shows that they care. Well, I'm like, well, shit, don't you care about the dude? So why aren't you planning it, Not saying that it has to be that way, but I'm like, just throw that question out there so that we can properly iron out as to why it has to be, needs to be, should be, or would like to be that way. That's not answered. And for any girl watching this right now that has enough attention span to get this far in the video, please put in the comments or video response. Why does it show that a guy cares if he's the one making the decisions and he's the one planning stuff? Why then does that not work for you? Why then is it that it doesn't show that you care if the guy lets you make the decisions, or you make the decisions and you plan everything and all of that? Somebody please answer that. It would have been nice if it would have been answered here, but it wasn't.
It's kind of a guy's responsibility to take care of you. So if you're the one who's going to take care of it, it doesn't work because he needs to take care of you also.
Now, when you say take care of you, do you think that's more of a social thing where guys are conditioned to take care of you, or do you think that's more of a natural thing where guys should take care of girls?
I think it's a natural thing. Somebody's just a natural instinct, I think, to want to take care of them and make sure everything is okay. And I think girls should do that too, but I don't think that. I think it's kind of, kind of a guy's duty to also take care of the girl. I can't take.
Okay, obviously that kind of pissed me off. Obviously, yeah, that pissed me off. Okay, it's a guy's duty to take care of the girl. It's a guy's, it's apparently natural. Guys naturally want to do that. Wow. Amazing how sexism and oppressive gender roles are quite okay as long as it's for the benefit of women, at, or perhaps not, but usually at the cost of men. Um, I don't even really think I need to say too much about that because you all know how I feel about these things, and I'm just all right. I'll put a few points to it. First of all, it is not a natural thing for men to want to protect women or take care of them. No. Um, it is natural for us to want to get fed, fucked, and basically have silence, and also the ultimate natural thing, the will to survive, the will to stay alive. That is it. Taking care of women does not do that. In fact, taking care of women, or taking care of anybody else for that matter, stops our chances of doing that. The natural, biological, or God-given, as far as I'm concerned, urge to stay alive. If we only have to take care of ourselves and we don't have any other person taking care of, be it parents or wife or even kids, and all of our resources are focused on ourselves, that increases by the most amount our ability to stay alive, where our resources are solely focused on us, money, energy, time, whatever the hell, where it's solely focused on us. Okay, and this is true for anybody, men or women. But since we're talking about men here taking care of women, that's what this is focused on. Yeah, the need to take care of women, or the seemingly the need to take care of women, or yeah, need to take care of women. That comes from the simple fact that women back in time, however long ago, could not take care of themselves, not from any kind of social oppression or anything, just naturally. Fucking mastodons or saber-toothed tigers or whatever other predators out there would have naturally been able to pick off a woman easily. Okay? Even more so if that woman was pregnant. Okay? So here comes man. It's like, you know what? Kind of want my kid to grow up, kind of want my kid to be the strong man that I am. So, let me go ahead and protect this woman so that, she can actually have this kid 9 months later. Let me go get some food, keep her alive while she's laid up inside this cave, um, growing this kid. Uh, yeah, and that's where that came from. Now, of course, in today's day and age, all that is completely null and void, especially considering that women keep saying how strong, smart, independent, and they don't need no man and all that bullshit. Um, You know, hey, you're gonna say that? Fine. Go be strong, smart, independent. Don't come to us for anything. Don't ask us men for anything. Don't ask us men to help you. Go be strong, smart, and independent. Simple as. But yet here it is now by this pseudo research that this guy is doing. Apparently, women still want the traditional old shivers take charge men because, of course, it makes their life easier. They can just sit back, relax, and not do shit. Um, except, here's the thing: back in those days, the women actually earned it. The women actually, I don't know, shut up. They, I don't know, provided sex. They fed us for one thing, and no TV dinners, no nothing. They got their ass in the kitchen and they fucking cooked. You know, they actually earned and deserved these men that made sure that everything was taken care of, made sure that there was a house, made sure there was food, made sure that they were safe. They earned it. It wasn't an entitlement, okay? As opposed to the women of today. They apparently seem to think that they're entitled, and society has told them that they are entitled to it. And as you see with this woman here, oh, it's their natural. No, it's not a natural thing. Um, not natural at all. If you want to go into psychology, all behavior is learned. Okay, so no. I mean, shit, I could go on ad infinitum, but let's just keep going because it is already too long, and I want to get to the gym.
You can't make decisions for themselves.
Why?
Because it just exudes like that you don't have a backbone, you don't have a confidence, you don't have like a mind of your own.
Right.
Okay. Communicate what it is that you
Have you dated the guy who was, had no spine, did everything you said, everything you told me? Have you dated that guy?
He wasn't to that extreme, but he was just sort of like mellow and sort of like, oh, well, he's kind of passive.
Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Kinda. It wasn't that bad, but he was just sort of like, oh, whatever, like really chill, and I didn't like that.
Is that a turn off when a guy just doesn't have a backbone, doesn't make decisions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like.
Actually, let me just go on ahead and address that one little part. It exudes whatever the fuck she was saying. Oh, again, I have to ask this question: do these girls not hear themselves talking? They're saying that if a guy doesn't do all this shit, if he doesn't take charge, if he doesn't do all this crap, that basically it shows that they don't have a spine, a backbone, or nothing like that. I'm like, okay, so does that not apply to you as well? I mean, I could say the same thing about you. You don't have a spine, you don't have a backbone, this and that, this and that. Which brings us, and I must say this, it brings us to one central point. And this is the central point that I know feminists are not going to like. Not that I'm here to pander to them. I am not a jester here to amuse them. But it comes to one central point, which might as well be considered absolute God-infused / biological fact at this point. Men are supposed to be the leader. Women are supposed to be the follower. Ooh, I know my video is going to get flagged for this one. You are hearing it from the women themselves. Because anybody with an IQ of 0 or above would hear what they're saying and be like, wait a minute. So if a guy is not, if it doesn't show that he cares or anything, if he's not the one making the decisions, well, the same thing would apply to you. So why is it any different? Why? Because men aren't actually supposed to be the ones leading, the one in front, the one... Oh, God, I could get into this forever. Men are the ones that are supposed to be leading. Yes, okay, I'll admit it right now. Yes, men are the ones that are supposed to be taking charge, the one that's supposed to be making the decisions, the one that are supposed to be doing stuff. And you know what? A lot of the times it is independent and irrelevant what the woman thinks. Sorry. I don't care how chauvinistic that sounds. And here it is, you have these women saying the exact same thing. I mean, hell, this guy does a poorly constructed survey, poorly constructed, I don't know, research, I guess you want to call this, whatever the fuck. And even so, he still manages to get the same thing out of him. I could do a properly constructed research or analysis or survey or study or whatever, and still get the same shit out of these women. The answer is the same. The way he worded it is, and the way he goes about it is wrong. And it gives, the way he goes about it, what's wrong with it is that it gives off the wrong impression to people. It gives off the wrong idea to people. Okay? However, the answer that he's getting from these women is in fact the right one. There is a reason why in, say, the Eastern cultures, the Middle East, as also supposedly oppressive as it is to women, as well as the Far East and African nation and all that stuff, and African countries and all that, nations and all that, the man is the head. The man is in front. The man is the dominant one, and the woman is submissive to him. There's a reason for that. And here in this backwards society of the West, where the women is in charge, you're getting to find out women don't like it. Women do not like it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying string a woman up and beat her like a piñata the moment she happens to burn some food or something. You know, that seems to be the standard issue thing that people automatically think the moment you say, oh, man in charge, man dominant, and woman submissive and all that. You're sitting here trying to fucking swing for the stars with her head. You know, like a fucking lead pipe, crowbar, baseball bat, just banging them out, grand slam with her head or something. No! Okay, that's obviously not what is being said here. And that's not what is being said in any culture, even the Middle East. As I believe who it is, Naomi Wolf found out when she actually went over to the Middle East, okay, and realized that it's not as bad as the West has been saying it is. And anybody who doesn't know Naomi Wolf, she was the former queen of the feminists in today's day and age. I think she lost that title when she started realizing, you know what, shit is not as bad for women as feminists have told. That's something else, though. Yeah, you get to see it here. Men are supposed to be in charge of women. Men are supposed to lead women. Men are supposed to dominate women. Simple as end of story. I don't care who finds this video and quotes me as saying this either now or in the future. Hey, I'm simply just connecting the dots to what these women are saying. And you can sit here and say, oh, well, that's just those women. And you already went and demonized this as not a proper, valid thing anyway. So how the hell are you now turning around? Nah, nice try, bad try. This is the simple fact of the matter. Women don't like guys that they can control. Women don't respect guys that they can control. Women like those kind of guys as pets. But I can tell you right now, they're not fucking them. This is why those male feminists are the biggest joke in the world. Because they're doing it on, I'm telling you right now, these male feminists out here, they're doing it so that these female feminists will fuck them. Because obviously no decent, proper woman, no good-looking woman is going to fuck them. And even the ugly feminists aren't fucking those male feminists, much less, and yes, there are some of them, the hot feminists. Yes, there are some of them out there. I could do a whole another show on those hot feminists and how they're really just in it for sex, just to be a sex symbol or whatever, just to be sexualized and gain the power from that. But that's separate again. Those male feminists, they're just in it just to try to get fucking laid. Okay, that's all they want from it. Okay, the moment they get enough, they'll be like, all right, you know what, thanks, but come on now, did you really think I was a part of that shit? This shit's sitting here chopping men's balls off, and you think I'm gonna be immune from that? They just want sex, okay? So those dudes that are led by women, those male feminists, nah. Okay? Feminists themselves. You know, look, man, don't. I'm not trying to go off topic here, but it's interesting how I keep seeing this floating around, and I've actually looked into this, and supposedly it's true, that the best kind of sex to have, men reported that the best kind of sex they had were with feminists. Feminists gave the best kind of sex. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. However, if it is true, there is a good reason for it. And the reason is that those feminists in general are girls that for some odd reason cannot get the sex they want, and probably can't get even a lot of sex, much less the sex they want. They want the guy that looks like Brad Pitt or, I don't know, George Clooney, or the guy that played Thor. They're not getting him, and they can't, and they're sliding that thing down, and even the guys that they think that they're equal to, the sevens, the sixes, the fives, even they don't want. So they end up getting bitter, they end up getting resentful, and they try to fuck it up for the women that are able to get dudes and get a shitload of sex from them. I mean, shit. That's pretty much all it is. They are just jealous, bitter, and the only guys that they can get are the pussy whip guys that women, be they feminist or not, women are not attracted to. They're not attracted to those weak pussy dudes. Okay, because you know what? If these women can bend them over and fuck them in the ass, that means everybody else, all of life, can bend them over as easily or easier and fuck them in the ass. And women want the strong dudes. These dudes are not strong, and but yet those are the only dudes that these women can get. I mean, shit, who the fuck wants to fuck Andrea Dorkin, you know? Who the hell wants to fuck just a lot of these feminists, both mainstream as well as the little coffee shop teenage girl feminists out there? You know, just all of them. Who the hell, apart from the weak pussy whip dudes that can't get sex any other way, want to fuck them? You know? So these pussy whip dudes, they can't get sex from anybody else. And these feminist girls are frustrated as hell and desperate, and they can't get sex from anyone else except for these pussy whip dudes. And so, you know, they're back the fuck up. And then when one of them does manage to strike gold and land a dude that's not one of the pussy whip dudes that will fuck them, yo, I mean, shit, man, they fucking unload. And so that's why these guys are thinking that okay, the sex is so much better with a feminist. It's not that it's much better. It's just that they're back the fuck up because they're not trying to fuck the pussy whip herbal tea motherfucker that's pandering to them. But they're not exactly getting the Thor, George Clooney, Brad Pitt motherfuckers either. And they're not even getting anything close to that. So whichever dude that they get, that's not the dude that they're leading on a leash, that they got whose balls they have in an urn somewhere, they're gonna fuck the shit out of them, and that's why it seems like it's the best sex in the world. Really, it's probably not. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that side note, but I just wanted to explain that out, the real reason why that is, and everybody can sense it. You don't need any kind of scientific study. You don't need any revelation from God. Everybody can just sense that that's the reason why it is. Um, yeah, but again, you know, it makes no fucking sense that these girls do not hear what they're saying. You want the guy to take care of you. You want the guy to take charge. And then, of course, the other problem is that when these guys do try to do that, what do they hear? Sexist, chauvinistic, misogynistic, rape, creep, perv, objectification, trying to go back to the dark age. You hear all this shit. So men are just like, it's reaching the point to where men are either actually going to start beating your ass, like balling up a fist and just beating the shit out of you till you're black and blue and be like, bitch, get your ass the fuck out of here. What do you want? Do you want me to be the leader? Well, then get the fuck in the back of the damn line. Or do you want to be the leader? Okay, then don't ask nothing from me. But you sit here and you keep pulling men's minds both ways. They're just going to swing at you and be like, fuck it, you're on your own. I'm going to go be by myself. You know, guys aren't putting up with that shit anymore. You know, it's like pick one, bitch. And no, you do not get to customize it. You don't get to take turns. You don't get to sit here and, oh, well, today we want to. Well, you know what? Shit's getting kind of tough. You know, okay, you be the leader now. No. You pick one. And that's the one that's going to be there, whether it benefits you or not. And if you try any of this bullshit and try to mess my mind up with this, oh, well, give and take, oh, well, leader now, oh, well, now I'm in charge. I'm just gonna fucking swing and knock you the fuck out of here and just be by myself, and you can go fend for yourself. Okay? Guys just are getting tired of that shit. Okay? Guys are getting tired of women like this, like these women on here, who say this shit that makes no fucking sense. And it's like, do you want a leader? Yes, well then stop complaining when you get one. Stop claiming misogyny. Stop claiming oppression. Do you not want a leader? Okay, well, you got a whole men in this society, Western society anyway, that aren't leaders. There, you got what you wanted. You wanted to be in charge now? Now you're in charge. Shut the fuck up. Stop complaining. But the longer they keep going back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, the more it's going to frustrate men to the point where they just A, give up, and B, just swing at you just to shut you up. That's just honestly what it is. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Last 2 minutes.
Just like as a person, it's like that means you don't know who you are. Like, why would you want to be in a relationship with like someone like that? Like,
of course, the same thing could be said about women too. Like, okay, if you can't make decisions, it means you don't know who you. Well, okay, okay. Since you know who you are, go make the decision. You do it. You, the woman, do it. Me, the man, I'll sit back and chill. But no, that's not. Apparently, if the man doesn't make the decision, he doesn't know who he is, and why would you want to be in a relationship like that? Woman doesn't make the decision. That's perfectly fine. This also helps my argument of men are the ones that are supposed to be in charge. Men are supposed to dominate women, and that's it. But whatever, we'll keep going.
doesn't they don't know themselves essentially. They're like relying on you to do everything for them or make their decisions and stuff.
Guys today are more passive or more dominant?
I think they're more passive, actually,
How so?
definitely. In terms of dating and doing the whole courting and
Give me
pursuing
some
and dating.
examples.
I think with text messaging and technology changing and everything, they're not as aggressive as they would have been. They're a little more, just passive.
Okay, give me an example.
Sending a text here and there rather than actually calling or, asking you on a date in person. I just think.
A couple reasons for that. One, if you decide to try and shoot us down with light shows and fireworks, that's not going to happen. We're not going to be as we're not going to be getting rejected in front of everybody if you decide to do that. That's one thing. Not saying that all guys think that, but that certainly is one thing. It's like they don't have to sit there and deal with the social bullshit of getting rejected time after time after time after time for whatever reason, be it their fault or not their fault, just still getting rejected out in public, especially in their hometown where they're probably going to see the people again and they're going to keep bringing it up. Oh my God, dude, you got shot the hell down by her, man. You remember that shit? Just shit look like some damn D-Day, man. Shit. You shot your ass down, my boy. That's not gonna happen. The other thing is that, you know what? I myself also am very in favor of the whole text message stuff because it's just like, yo, sometimes you just want to say one thing and that be it. When you're on the phone, you gotta sit there and have this long silence, or you looking for stuff to say, or I just had one question I just had one question or 2 points. I don't have this conversation to deal with, to be saying. Sometimes you just want to make it real quick and simple, just A, B, C, D, E, F, done, and then that's it. I mean, when you call somebody, you kind of want to talk for even, I don't know, say 5 minutes, even though what you really came about only took maybe 30 seconds. Then you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds of stuff that you gotta add as filling. And nobody really wants to do that. Just text messages are quick, simple, bullet point facts, no fluff, done. I mean, that's not saying that that's how it is all the time. I mean, obviously there's some things that you get on the phone and you talk and you sit there and talk about it a lot of the times, but I mean, shit, some of the times guys don't want to have to be dealing with the whole long phone call and all these extra unrelated stuff. They just want to know the facts. Yo, do you want to go out with me? Actually, no shit. Fuck, do you want to go with me? Yo, let's go out. I'm going here. I'm doing this. Blah 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 blah. What time are you free so I can pick you up? And of course, if she says yes, okay, oh, cool, sounds cool. Pick me up at this time. I'm going to be here. Done. You could replay what I just said and count how many seconds that took. It was less than probably 30. Okay? You don't need a phone call for that. Text, done. I wouldn't go as far as to say Facebook, but I mean, shit, text, done. You know, but whatever. Let's just keep going.
With sort of this fight for equality, the roles have kind of transitioned a lot, and they're, I don't know how to explain it, they're just more passive. That's how I feel. They're growing up later, they don't want to mature as quickly, they're extending their college years as long as they can, they're not worried about supporting a family so much anymore, thinking that they're going to have this dual income.
Okay, well, that right there, I mean, that bitch is lucky that I wasn't there to kind of what she's saying, because that whole thing about they're not maturing is the fuck? That has nothing to do with anything, lady. They're not maturing as faster. They're what the fuck was she talking about? I think that's just her way of trying to take jabs at men. I don't know what she defines as mature. Um, Sounds to me like she wants one dude to take care of her while she sits back, relax, and have a free pass through life. Apparently, that's mature. Wanting to sit down and take care of a family is somehow mature. Like, if you don't want to do that, somehow you're immature. I could get on into that, but I'm not going to. This thing's already over an hour. This thing is 50 minutes longer than I wanted. And I really don't see any way of chopping it down. And of course, I'm not going to take the time to go edit this shit. So let's just hurry up. I have exactly 60 seconds left of this shit. 8:39. The video's 9:39. So let's go.
Which type of man do you prefer? More dominant or more passive?
I like dominance, but I also like sensitivity. So however you can make that work in a person.
So you prefer more dominant or more passive?
I have to say somewhere in the middle is good. I want someone who definitely respects my opinion in the decision-making process, but I like a guy who's assertive and aggressive and sort of takes on that traditional stereotypical role and,
call you later. I'm doing something.
You know, serves as the provider and protector, and I would like them to kind of follow the old-fashioned way and be more aggressive, so I didn't have to bring things up all the time.
Okay, you want to follow the old-fashioned way so you don't have to bring things up all the time. Well, you know what? This is the fact of the matter is women are starting to realize. I mean, look, there's video after video after video on here of different things that I could all spend like 10 hours, maybe an entire day, wrapping all into one. But what she's beginning to realize is that all this shit that women have been sold about going out there and being strong, smart, independent, and not relying on a man and all that shit, not relying on a man. And here it is, that's exactly what they want. Well, first of all, it's too late. You all shot yourselves in the fucking foot. That's shit, you all shot yourselves in the head. That's not going to happen anymore. Even if women wanted to go back to, oh, the man takes care of everything and I just... no, that's not going to happen. There's no way in hell that's going to happen. Not after the way you women lost your goddamn minds and went off the deep end, just cleared the railing and just went clean and clear skull first off the deep end with all this feminism and bullshit and all this anti-male shit. There's no way in hell you're going to turn around and say, oops, my bad. Okay, well, you go back out there and start working and bring home money to take care of me now. No. This last bitch in here, I mean, hell, she could pass for a feminist the way she looks. One of those sexualized feminists that realize the power of sex and wants to try to use it as power over people or bait, you know. You all know the kinds I'm talking about. They sit there and talk about sexism, but yet they have their tits mashed up and popping out of their shirt. They have like this micro mini skirt on. and yet they want to talk about object. Yeah, you know the kind I'm talking about. She looks like she could pass for one of those. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, but there is no way in hell that we're going back to this. Whether women want to or not, men are not going back to it. Men are getting tired of it, and there's no way after the social castration, the beating down, the dumbing down of men, you're going to turn around and be like, well, you know what? We kind of had it really good back in the 1940s and 50s, so let's go back to that because I don't really want to work anymore. I don't really want to. I mean, shit, there's studies out there that show that women are more uh, I don't even know how to even put this. They are more stressed than men. They're more on antidepressants than men. And this started going up as women started going into the workplace and going have, not even so much going to the workplace. That's just one thing. But as they started having this social freedom and shit, they've been having a lot more stress, a lot more. They've been strung up more on antidepressants and shit like that. And I'm not trying to say that okay, well it's because the workplace get them out of the workplace or because they have freedoms and take away their freedoms. No, I'm saying that the reason they're on that is because they have been sold this thing that, oh, life is so much better outside of the house, and if you're sitting there killing yourself in the corporate ladder, and if you're out here being strong, smart, independent, and being this power trip woman, that your life is going to be oh so much happier and healthier. And they're finally finding out that that is not the case. It is not these. It is not some Elysian fields where men have been dominating it and men have been just running off left and right with the secretary and all that shit. That's not the case. For the 1 or 0.1% of men that are running off with the 0.1% of women, okay. But for the rest of us, it's some straight up slave time work, you know. Some freaking Negro spirituals. You know, that's what it's been for the most of us. And these women are coming here realizing that there are no roses, just thorns and mud, no clear skies. The shit is fucking overcast. The shit looks like something out of Silent Hill. That's what shit looks like out here. You know, it is not fucking Disney fairy tales. And that is the problem. That is the huge problem. But of course, they now want to run back to, oh, man, take charge, man, take care of everything. You know, no, lady. And besides, considering the way society has treated men over the past, I don't think y'all would want to go back to that because you best believe you'd probably be paying out your fucking ass. I mean, that shit would cost you. It's not just, okay, all forgiven, all debts are zeroed out. Nah. Nah, 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 that, no way. You're gonna want some payback for that shit, for the hell and bullshit that you all have caused with this feminism shit. And you know, people could sit here and say, okay, well, that's not all women. Yeah, but you know what? Few women talked about it. Few women have talked against it, stood against it. Most women either were for it or stood back and let it run amok. So, you know what? I believe the term is what? Guilty by association, or, you know, you are a accomplice, even though you weren't, you might have been against it, but you didn't exactly do anything to stop it. And you were right there, you could have. And it's not exactly something that would have threatened your life. You know, it's not like, okay, well, if I did this, you know, I had a high chance of dying or being maimed. Nope. So, you know, you can sit here and say not all, but you know what? 0.1% out of 100 is not all, but that really doesn't mean shit. Anyway, yeah, so that's the video. That is my little all over the place analysis. Obviously, this would have been clearly more efficient if I had written it out, as anything is with anybody if they're able to sit down and write it out, add and remove whatever thoughts they want. But, you know, whatever. I just decided to go with it anyway. I commend you. This is probably the longest single video I've ever done. So if anybody's able to last this long, great. Thanks. Bye.